Welcome everybody to the Redlight Racing Series, first race of this playoffs as we get ready to get this pretty much a new season kind of kicked off tonight. Everything resets and not really back to square one, but 12 drivers trying to get the championship. Max Terriot, Tim Blum, give me a second, I will get the rest of the names. Fix something. Eric Johnson, James Heater, James Skelton, Andy Lee, Jason Wells, DJ Anderson, Joshua Buckley, William Long, Richard Murdoch, Kyle Souza is going to try to fight for this championship. It's going to be interesting because DJ, for you guys that don't know, is one of the favorites probably coming into the season this year, but as of late, he hasn't won a race. Actually, he hasn't won a race all season long. There's been 8 races so far. And so far, he is 0-8. So it makes it very interesting for him. Last season, he had 3 wins, I believe, total on the season. He did. And he didn't get the championship last season as well. Lost by 1 point to James Skelton, but he did win the championship the season before that. So it's very interesting to see how he shakes this up and how he's able to walk out of here if he can put together a championship run starting tonight here at Homestead, Miami. So I don't know. Coming into tonight's race is very interesting. Me personally, there's 2 guys I'm really watching out for who's going to win this championship. That's a little bit different. I'm watching Max Terriot, who comes in here with 2 wins on the season. And I'm also watching Eric Johnson, who's back in, tied for second coming into the chase or the playoffs tonight. So it's going to be very interesting to see how they do. Of course, Max Terriot, the regular season champion, with 2 wins, so he's got a little bit of an advantage there with a little point difference because the points did not reset. Well, they did, but the champion of the regular season gets a little bit of point advantage, which is roughly understanding. So tonight is Homestead. Next week on January 29th, we go to the B Class Xfinity car, January 29th at Daytona International Speedway. From there, we eliminate 2 drivers coming in to Richmond on February 5th, and then on February 12th, February 5th is also the Xfinity car. February 12th, we head to Auto Club Speedway, which is in the Cup car. From there, we eliminate 2 more drivers down to New Hampshire, which is also in the B car, and the Truck Series at Martinsville, February 26th, and we wrap up the 2018 season, round 3 2018 season, March 5th at Michigan. So a little bit different type of, I guess you want to say, schedule compared to most of all these other leagues that run and stuff like that. So a little bit different type of league. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a fun one. Tonight, right now, currently on top, Max Terriot. We mentioned him earlier, and I don't think it's much of a surprise to anybody to see Max actually have as good of a run. If you go back even to, when was it? Last season, I think he was even in the top 5. Let me double check. No, actually, he was eliminated. No, he was 7th last season. So kind of a surprise there to see how much of a turnaround he has had just this season alone. And honestly, last season completely different. I hate throwing in last seasons, but if you look at considering the biggest improvement for a driver, I think that Terriot would definitely be probably one of the top guys that has improved the most over the past, few months or so, I guess we could say. So yeah, we got about a minute left here in practice. Qualifying, of course, 10 minutes of open qualifying, and that's always a fun one. So should be fun. We'll just have to wait and see what happens here as we get ready to go racing here tonight. Alright, let's get ready to do this. We got about 30 seconds. And just to let everybody know, Max Terriot's fastest lap currently in his practice session, a 32.052. And let's get a real fast look at the weather for tonight. 78 degrees, 89 degree track temp, 5 mile an hour wind out of south. Make sure you all check out Redlight Racing League. And also, it is mostly cloudy. Here's the information on the track. 1.5 mile, 4 turns. And of course, I mentioned the track temp. So let's get ready to do this as qualifying about to begin. And we are officially into qualifying as Max Terriot wins the fastest practice time, while James Heater, last year's season champion, rolling out onto the track. And you can see the access road he's taken. That is also the access road you have to take to get into the pits, except it starts in turn 3. You will see a white line coming up on the bottom right-hand side. Right there, you have to be below that white line and yellow line and stay on the apron inside that grass all the way around through turns 3 and 4 before you hit pit road, which is right there. So green flag is out tonight for the Regal Polo Board qualifying. So a special shout out to the Regal Entertainment Group for the sponsorships for the Polo Award. Coming through turns 3 and 4. Going to run about the middle of the track. You really ain't going to get too low in this track. I don't expect anybody to. We may have a couple drivers try to get down there. But you can always start to see the rubber starting to build up on this track where they've been practicing for about an hour. And it's going to continue to carry over with DJ Anderson actually to the top of the board. And James Heater, who we're watching right now, currently back in the 4th spot. Tim Blum jumps up to the top of the board. Let's watch over Max Terriot as he puts down his first lap, and not the qualifying effort he actually wanted, puts him in 8th place. Let's see if he continues to stay out on track. I do expect him to possibly run one more lap. Here in his practice session. And no, he's going to bring it in actually. He's going to take it back to pit road and use some of the gas. Just a way to get a little bit faster at the end of the session. Joshua Buckley and the number 2 truck. Been kind of quiet this season coming into tonight. Buckley definitely not where he wants to be. Coming in here so far, only 1 top 5, which is kind of surprising to be honest. 4 top 10s, but qualifies in 9th in the Barbecue Pit Boys Toyota. Brian Phillips in the number 39 Winchester Chevrolet. Currently 15th, Leo Bourdage in a Hot Wheels Toyota out on track. The number 7 coming out of turn 4. Well, let's see what Leo can do here. Too close to the start finish line to begin his green flag lap. Riding on board with the number 7. Right now hasn't put down a lap as we've still got about 6 minutes left in this qualifying session. The 3 other drivers that haven't, Kevin O'Brien, Jason Wells hasn't put down in the 64. Here comes Kevin. Or Leo, I'm sorry. Start finish line, qualifies 17th. Wow. I know he was wanting more than that. Right now, Tim Blum on top of the board. Richard Murdoch about to cross the start finish line, 32.288. Did not improve with this lap. The 14 of Kyle Souza comes in here. The last on the bubble right now is in the chase, but needs to have a good showing tonight and move up a little bit, and then try to move up a little bit more next week. Right now, it did jump up one spot over Jack Walls, up to 13th. Andy Lee The number 25 Toyota. No sponsors on that truck. Maybe a sponsor on the back of it. Oh, almost gets the wall. Really good job. Let's see if he can improve. He does not. Very close, but did not improve as there's 4 minutes left. Oh, right at 5 minutes left to qualify. Terriot coming out of turn 4. Does not improve. Actually, a little bit slower that time around compared to his fastest lap. Quite a bit slower. Brandon Minto in the number 11. Or I'm sorry, in the 11th spot, the 920 Star Wars truck. As you also see, the 83 that was going by. It was Jack Walls on the bottom. A little bit better look of Brandon's truck as he crosses the start-finish line. Does not improve with that lap. Still currently 11th. Sean Butler. This may actually, we'll see if this actually helps the 88 or not. Although he's got the Patriots on board, the Toyota. I gotta say, I don't like the paint scheme. Go Eagles. We'll find out in 2 weeks, but you know, Sean's still very fast, either way you look at it. Right now using the draft a little bit from the 86 of James Skelton, trying to pick that up. And also, if you notice right behind that is DJ Anderson as they get ready across the start-finish line. Can they pick up some time? He does not pick up no time. However, DJ Anderson actually does appear to jump up to third. No, he did not pick up no time as well. Max back out on track again, trying to quick this lap, get some of the wall. So that lap, unfortunately, not going to count as he's only got about 2 minutes and 50 seconds left in qualifying as we hop over to William Long, currently 12th with a 32.308. Going to see if he can improve here on this qualifying lap. There's your qualifying effort at the moment. William right now with 33.771, definitely not going to improve. Wait, no he does not. 32.787. Trying to watch Terry out because he was so fast in practice, and it looks like he's not going to be able. He may get back out there and be able to put down another lap. He's got about 1 minute to get back out of the pit road. Let's see if he goes. He is going. He's got time possibly to go around and start a green flag lap. So you see Eric Johnson sliding through the grass in 8th place. Currently on top of the board is Tim Blum, James Scott, and DJ Anderson, your top 3. Brandon Minto is out on track as he is on his lap. Let's see if we can see if Max Harriot's going to make it around. He's got about 40 seconds. I would expect him to make it around and be able to finish. At the moment, these two are the only drivers that will be able to put a lap in. Nobody else that is out on track will have enough time to go around and put a lap in. From 12th place, and he will stay 12th place unless he decides to do another lap. And Max Terriot will get his lap time. Let's find out what he can do. In the number 7, will he have enough to knock off that number 10 of Tim Blum? As we come through, turn 3 and 4. Terry out pushing it for everything he's got. He's a 32.06, and he does beat his time, and he does not improve, which is kind of odd. I actually thought he would. No, I apologize. He did not improve. He was a little bit off, so he will stay 7th place. We'll see if Terry out can make up that ground during the race as he gets ready to hop out of the car. We get ready to grid. Tim Blum going to be your Regal Entertainment Polo Award winner tonight in the number 10 car or truck. There you go. Here we go. As the grid is starting to take place, we will look at the grid. Starting on the front row, we got Tim Blum and the 86 of James Skelton trying to go back-to-back. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, James Skelton, last year's season championship winner, trying to start this playoff race off with the win. DJ Anderson, James Heater in that number 2 Toyotas on row number 2, 3rd and 4th. Row number 3, we got Andy Lee and Sean Butler, and yet again some more Toyotas. Then we got the Chevrolets of Max Theriault and from Canada, and Eric Johnson in the number 33 Chevrolet. In row number 5, we got the Toyota and Chevrolet of Joshua Buckley starting inside the top 10. Jason Wells will start in 10th place. Row number 6, we got Richard Murdoch and Brandon Minto. We'll see. Out of that row, I don't know. That's a tough row to figure out who's going to have the best run. Murdoch could pull it off unless Minto may have trouble. You just never know. William Long, Brian Phillips in the 7th row, Toyota and Chevrolet. Kyle Souza looking to improve on his starting spot as he's going to start 15th alongside the Toyota of Jack Walls. Row number 9, we got Bruce Potter and Kevin O'Brien. I know Kevin he's a really good driver, but he's been struggling as of late. In last place, starting tonight on the grid, out of Canada, Leo Bordage in the Toyota. Definitely, most likely not going to finish there, I would guess, as cars are rolling off. We'll roll with them. So splitting up here just a little bit. They'll get back in together. We will try to speak to Tim, by the way, during the first caution, if we have one. These guys always very, very clean when they race around each other, so very respectful league. Here we go. Number 10, Tim Blum looking to come in here in this playoff, trying to steal one away from these guys. I don't want to say steal one. He's very fast. And he is second in points after all coming in. But, of course, most of the points did reset. But Max Terrell is your points leader. The pace car will pull off down pit road. And this 2018 playoff chase race is green flag. As you take a look, Tim Blum going to lead them down into turn number 1. Right beside him, we got that 86 of James Skelton. Now we're going to go back to third as the 51. DJ Anderson takes over that second spot. You got the 18 trying to take over third. Side by side, that 18 truck going to slide up in front of James Skelton as James Heater takes over third. Now that 86 actually struggling just a little bit on his start. Not sure if he just got caught a little off guard by the start or what happened. And he actually falls back from second to fourth as we jump up a little bit here. DJ Anderson starting to put some pressure on the driver of the 10 car. Taking a look back, you can see James Heater in at 18 as well. That works itself out. Let's jump back a little bit. Max Terriot, Eric Johnson. Side by side going into turn 3. The 42 using a little bit lower line. He should have the advantage maybe over the 33. High Groove really hasn't came in a lot yet. We'll find out if it does over the course of the race. You can also see Joshua Buckley right now looking on as two Chevrolets battle right in front of him. And Eric Johnson going to use the low line. This may actually help the 33 of Eric Johnson. As Max Terriot used the low line, and it does. And looks like Eric Johnson going to be able to take that spot away. Here comes Joshua Buckley now, try to follow suit and follow that same exact line in that number two Barbecue Pit Boys Toyota, trying to pass Chevrolet, the Regal Entertainment Group. Oh, I'm sorry. One thing I was looking at, guys. That is not Regal Entertainment Group on the side of Max's. I don't know why I was looking at the wrong sponsor. So Joshua Buckley trying to close up that gap somewhat. Doing an okay job. He was faster last time by than Terriot. So far, the fastest in the race, of course, Tim Blum. As we already started to get spaced out a little bit behind him. But actually, Leo Bourdage, unfortunately, has already, he actually is 3 laps down. He may have missed the grid. Now it's 3 laps down into the number 7 truck. Andy Lee putting some pressure on the 88. As we continue to watch on and watch this battle slowly start to heat up, it's kind of like this is such a tough place to pass. And the more I watch it, the more I think about it. It's so tough to pass on this track because there's not a ton of lines, especially in the afternoon weather. The track's getting a little warm now. So it makes it extremely tough to pass, especially on older tires. This place will kill your tires. This race most likely going to be one on pit strategy. So don't be surprised if we see that. As I continue to watch Andy Lee, you see this group really starting to find its rhythm as they start to check out. About 7 cars starting to stretch out from the 42 of Max Terriot. We're right on board with the 25. was a great battle. You start to see that 33 of Eric Johnson make up some ground just a little bit, running the high line. I don't think it's a surprise to anybody seeing him run up that high. Trying to save tires, possibly trying to make up ground using the momentum on that high line. He's not running super high in 1 and 2. Let's see if he does it in 1 and 2, not 3 and 4. 3 and 4 he runs a little bit more shallow like the rest of them, but in 3 and 4, or 1 and 2, he runs a little bit high. Yeah, you can see how much higher he's running, trying to save the tires. Everybody else right now on the bottom, and this is just going to work out for Eric over the long run. I do believe his times, you know, he's not the fastest by any means right there out of the 7. To be honest, he's really not even out of this. He's like 6th fastest right now, but he's got an idea, I think, of what his truck is going to do over the long haul. We're going to stay green for a little bit. You can already see it. I don't expect a caution to happen anytime just yet. Anyway, these guys just turning laps. We're already 14 laps in, which, to be honest, these guys are so flawless almost in any race they do. It's not a surprise to not see a caution early on. We may have one, but these guys, like I say, I brag on all the leagues I broadcast because I think they're the cleanest leagues in iRacing for the most part. It's always awesome to watch caution or don't have a lot of cautions because it makes it entertaining for you all. It makes it entertaining for me to broadcast. I get fired up about it. I love watching to see who's fastest. It's the 88. Gives the 86 a little bit of bump. Sean Butler puts the bumper to James Skeleton. And we can even get a replay of this. Let's see if we can see this number 88 Patriots Toyota. As much as I don't like showing that because I'm an Eagles fan. And actually, he may not have got him. I think he was actually off of each other. So good job there. But here comes the 88 of Sean Butler. Looking to the outside of that 86, as you can continue to see Eric Johnson running a little bit higher than everybody else. Somebody that may have taken notice of it is the 51 of DJ Anderson, who's up in 2nd place. But Tim Blum is actually pulling away. If I'm not mistaken, Tim may have actually won the last season here. I need to find out. I just want to get stats for the last race that we ran here last season and pass that on to you all. If I'm not mistaken, it was actually Andy Lee that won that at Homestead the last season. Tim Blum actually not the run he wanted to finish 10th place. But Andy Lee and Sean Butler and Eric Johnson was the guys that led the most laps. So we'll see how that plays out. Sean Butler is starting to work his way up. Started back in 6th, now up to 4th. As you also see Eric Johnson trying to pass the 25 of Andy Lee. He does actually pass Andy, as Max Terriot has also caught the back of this group. Now we're starting to see some really good side-by-side racing up towards 2nd, 3rd place. DJ trying to hold back this hard-charging number 88 truck as Sean Butler starting to put together some really good laps. Actually, the fastest out of that last lap was James Skeleton and then Sean Butler. Here comes the 88, or the 18, taking a peek to the inside of DJ. It's very interesting. When this run first started, the tires had a lot of grip and you could run the bottom, kind of like what we're seeing the 18 do, that yellow M&M's truck. But now, since the tires got a lot of wear on them, we're starting to really see that higher groove really starting to pay off as you see Sean Butler taking away 3rd place using a high line. That should open the door for Max Terriot as well. Unless the 18 slides in, he's not going to be able to. And Eric Johnson trying to take over 4th place using a high line. You also see Sean Butler now diving to the inside trying to take over 2nd. Butler with a really good truck. The 51 slides up a little wide in turn 1. Going to try to get the momentum. I don't know if Butler's going to be able to take that spot. He will not. Ooh, the 86. James Skelton may have got some of the wall as well. We will go up to the blimp. We're looking at the 42. Passing the 86. That 86 has damage, I do believe. So he does not. But definitely not what James Skelton wanted. James Skelton, last year's season champion. As these guys fighting for position, Sean Butler coming up pit road in the number 88. You can see where he's entering pit road out, all the way on that access road. You see the trucks go around, you'll see Sean Butler. That was on lap 20. So this is looking like a 3-stop race, 2040, 60. We will find out if it stays like that or not. But Eric Johnson takes over second from DJ Anderson, pushing DJ back to third. And that 18 truck still fighting hard as James Heater still back there in that yellow M&M truck, trying to hold back Andy Lee as well. So out front still is Eric Johnson. Now Eric Johnson, as we've seen Tim Blum come to pit road. Here comes Johnson up pit road. DJ Anderson going to take the lead. Andy Lee going to stay out. These guys are making it interesting because the longer DJ stays out, he's giving up a lot of time. Same as Andy Lee, James Heater also. What makes it interesting is if these guys can stretch it, you know, to 26 laps or so, a little bit here and there, and extend that pit road, there's a chance this could become a field mileage race, which it looks like this time DJ going to come to pit road, so Andy Lee going to be one of them guys that looks like he may try it. But I always feel like anytime we come to Homestead, it's a field mileage race, and it just plays that way. Just to let you all know, the guys that have pitted, there's still 11 guys that actually make that 10 guys now that have not pitted. Andy Lee being the top one, James Heater, Kyle Souza, Kevin O'Brien, Brian Phillips. One of these guys may try it. Kevin O'Brien and Brian Phillips. Do not be surprised if we see one. They have nothing to lose. So do not be surprised if we see one of them try to stretch the field mileage and try to do this in 2 stops instead of 3. So we're still waiting, as Andy Lee not able to take it just yet, as Kevin O'Brien is actually coming up pit road. So Sean Butler, this all should cycle back over to him as he pitted 1 lap earlier, or 2 laps earlier than Tim Blum. Tim right behind him. But this should actually cycle over to Sean unless, you know, Tim's just making up that much time. And honestly, he's making up quite a bit of time. Last time by a 10th faster than Sean. You can see the difference in tires though as the 88 goes around to Andy Lee, and that will put Sean Butler back on the lead lap. Tim Blum going to try to do the same thing as Andy Lee. Going to stay out. If he can stretch this to 30, he could definitely make it on 1 more stop. And everybody else, I don't see that can make it on 1 more stop, honestly. Looks like a lot of these guys are trying to do this in 2 pit stops. Actually, it looks like a total of about 5 drivers right now have not pitted. Andy Lee, James Heater, Brian Phillips, Jack Walls, and Jason Wells. Sean Butler still up in front. Tim Blum is starting to close that gap just a little bit, though. And it looks like Andy Lee is coming to pit road. Looks like James Heater coming to pit road. Will Jack Walls coming to pit road? Is he out of gas? No, he is not. He's actually going to stay out. He's actually shutting the truck off. Okay, well, that's interesting. Jason Wells staying out as well. The Alienware scene number 64 truck. So 2 drivers staying out. We'll see how that plays for him. James Heater's still on pit road. Sean Butler's going to retake the lead, or take the lead here in just a few moments. Once Jack hits pit road, there he comes. Jason should be next following him. There he comes. And the 7 of Leo Bourdage. Sean Butler is going to take the lead. And we will take a break. Be right back right after this from Homestead, Miami. You're watching the Red Light Racing Series. Go check them out, redlightracingleague.com.
The yellow flag is out. Pit road is now open. Keep your eye on those gauges. We'll give you 4 tyres. 3, 2, 1, now. We're done. Get going.
Battle for the lead, top spot, as Tim Blum trying to take over the top spot, working out of turn 4, and try to push that Patriots truck back into second place. Let's see if he can do it as we got, or on, lap 37. And honestly, it looks like Tim may just be a little bit faster, but it's so tough to pass here. And Sean's doing a great job on defending that position right now and not wanting to give it up. And to be honest, if he can actually hold on to this lead, I know it's a long shot, but for about 5 laps, 5 to 10 laps, even better, it's going to make it very interesting to see what happens once the pit stops begin again, because he has been on this set of tires for the last 16 laps, Tim Blum for the last 14. It's interesting to see. I mean, these guys definitely want to win. As now we got to look to the inside from the number 10 truck, trying to take over that spot. This could be used for Tim if he's able to complete the pass. Side by side to turn 3 and 4. The higher momentum going to help a little bit. This is a great battle up front. Can the number 10 truck clear the 88 going into 1? And he does. The exit of turn number 2, Tim Blum back to the lead. As we are now 40 laps in, Tim Blum has been out front for 23 laps, just passing Sean Butler for that top spot. And going to try to drive away. Yes, it is looking like Tim Blum starting to slowly separate now. 310 south. Let's jump back a little bit. DJ Anderson working on the back of the 33 of Eric Johnson. This is for 4th place. DJ with 1 lap fresher tires than the 33. The 51 looking to the inside now, trying to take over that top or the 4th spot from Johnson. I think we got pit stops starting to happen. Sean Butler coming back down pit road. I thought I seen that truck coming down. Remember, some of these guys can do it on one more stop, so the question is going to be, will Sean Butler have to come back down pit road? I think the question is definitely going to be yes. No matter what, I think he's going to have to come back down pit road because some of these guys actually do not have to come back down pit road until most likely around lap 60. You also see the 33 of Johnson coming out and DJ Anderson right behind him. DJ been struggling as of late. Will this be the night he gets his first win of the season? Here comes Terry out, taking advantage of it as well. Going to come in 1 lap after he noticed everybody else started to come in. I'm looking on the... Like this right here, Andy Lee, if he really wanted to, could stay out another 15 laps from what we're guessing. See William Long getting passed by the 86. I see smoke. Trying to see where that is from. I don't think it was Jason Wells. I think it was just brake lockup, I believe. Wait, we got Max Terry out on pit road. Here comes the 11 of William Long. Andy Lee going to take over the top spot. We're just sitting here watching. I'm really watching Andy Lee's lap time compared to the guys behind him. You know, to be honest, even the guys with fresher tires, not too bad compared to what he's running. So he's doing a really good job on managing tires right now. Remember, Andy Lee looking to try to go back-to-back. He was the winner last season at Homestead when he led 42 laps. He wasn't the champion, but did dominate that race. He's been out front now for 8 laps. He ain't going to be so dominant during this one. Tim Blum's been the dominant driver so far tonight, if you want to call it that. We can call it that. 27 laps led, but with pit stops and stuff, we got a lot faster than that. Brian Phillips exiting pit road. Actually, he is coming to pit road in number 39 Chevrolet. He pits from the 5th position. So Andy Lee should be able to stay out another 10 laps. Him and James Heater both. And last time by, James Heater about a tenth and a half, well, we'll call it 2/10 slower than the driver of the 25. Something happened to Joshua Buckley. No, it's just where he's at. Some of these guys in front of me have it pitted. That is right. So we should see the rest of these guys pit here in just a few moments, around lap 60 or so. And I'm going to be honest, if these guys do have to pit again, which honestly I'm going to think they do, this windup could be in a different race. I mean, you had Tim Blum basically dominate the start of this race, but they all have to pit again. If Andy Lee can stretch this and we do not have a yellow, fingers crossed, him, James Heater, Kyle Souza, Kevin O'Brien, and that is it. Can make it the rest of the way. If it works out that way, and honestly, I don't see why it wouldn't. They're giving up a lot of time, but they're only doing it on 2 stops. And, you know, if the trend continues what we're seeing right now, yeah, we have 8 lead changes. But all that's under green flag pit stops, of course. But right now, I mean, it's all coming down to these top 4 guys, and I'm going to be honest, this could really help not only Andy and James Heater, but Kyle Souza and Kevin O'Brien. Kevin's actually coming to pit road, so I don't think he's going to be able to make it. I'm actually surprised he's coming to pit road to 94. I figured he would stay out. So Sean Butler takes over 4th spot. Tim Blum right behind him and about a second back. Right here, James Heater on pit road? No, James Heater side by side. We'll give up second place to Kyle Souza. And Kyle, that number 30 truck, Chevrolet, takes away second for the time being. He goes a little wide, don't get into the wall as he gives up that spot. Well, actually, that is not for position to the 0-1 of Richard Murdoch. Murdoch 1 lap down. Andy Lee about to get passed by William Long. That will put William back on the lead lap, as we should start to see some more green flag pit stops starting to happen within the next 4 laps or so. So Andy Lee comes in here in 16 points. He's quite a bit of ways out of the top spot. He's about 20, about 30 points out of the top spot, making that 34 points, 35 points out of the top spot, give or take a little bit on that. But a win could catapult him into the next round automatically. And honestly, I don't think, even if Kyle Souza, as he hits pit road, I don't think this would be a bad finish for him if he's able to hold on to a top 3 finish, but we'll have to wait and see how this plays out, of course. As you see, James Heater now in second. Andy Lee in the top spot. We're going to take our final break, guys. We'll be right back right after this. Back here in Homestead, Miami. No, this is not the final race of the season. This is the first race of the chase. And it looks like Sean Butler just gave up that top spot to Tim Blum, who has been out front now for 30 laps. And this right here could be a big pass. Well, he's not going to be able to pass, but I don't think. Sean Butler coming up pit road. That's kind of surprising, actually, to see that. So Max Terriot moves into second. Sean Butler on pit road. You know, guys, I think I may need some new commercials because commercials are getting a little outdated. I was sitting there looking at them. Did a break. And Tim Blum, Max Terriot coming to pit road. I think all this is scheduled. I think Tim basically has to follow the 88 in. If he does not, he'll just continue to grow further apart. And to be honest, this is going to be their final pit stop. But there's guys out here that do not have to pit again. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens with the whole Andy Lee thing, who's back actually in 16th, 1 lap down. But he's only got 3 laps on that set of tires. So it's going to be very interesting to see where all this shakes up to is DJ Anderson takes the lead. Will lead this lap. Make that his third lap now. Well, this right here is even more interesting. Tim Blum is already out of the pits, and they don't have to pit no more. This may actually work out for Tim pretty good. He actually may. This right here could be your battle for the race, because I was sitting there talking about Andy Lee earlier. These guys pitted super early this time around instead of waiting, you know, a few laps. Andy Lee may be in a little bit of trouble. We'll have to wait and see. But if I'm not mistaken, Andy Lee will be back in 16th place. So not working out great for him as I thought it would. It actually looked really good at first, but now it's starting to kind of take a little bit better shape, and this right here could be your battle for the lead. Here in a few moments, once all these other guys pit, you see the 64 moving up to the bottom of the track. Just hasn't been his night. Jason Wells is a very talented driver. Unfortunately for him, coming into tonight, he was in the chase, sitting in 7th place, but tonight not going to be his night as we look at 3 wide with the 2 of Joshua Buckley caught in the middle. 4 wide, and the 88 cutting it close. 3 wide behind him once again. And right now, Brandon Minto, Joshua Buckley just hoping they don't get ran into. Wow, that was close. Now what's interesting is the 18. He's looking like he actually has possibly the field mileage to stretch it, but he's only 3 seconds ahead, so I don't know. He just did pass car that was coming up pit road, Brian Phillips, so I don't know how all this is going to work out, but we'll watch Kyle Sosa for a few minutes. And honestly, looking at this, Kyle, I don't think will be able to make it. He's really going to have to save. He's got about a 9-second lead over 2nd place of Kevin O'Brien. Honestly, I think he's going to have to save. He's got about 20 laps. He's already at 13. That's 33 laps he's got to go. We haven't seen no more than 31, I know. So Tim Blum now up to 3rd place. As we jump back here, this is the 18 of James Heater. There's another one that may not be able to make it. This playoff race, this is a weird one because you got guys out there that we don't know if they can make it. We think they might be able to, but I mean, 72 laps in, we've only actually been just live, guys. This race started, we went on there at 7:55, I think? No, I apologize. We've only been live an hour and 3 minutes, so yeah, 7:55 or something like that. And we have already ran a total of 72 laps, and that's including a 5-minute pre-race and a 10-minute qualifying. I mean, literally, these guys have only been racing like 50 minutes, and they're already 73 laps in. That's very impressive in these trucks, and that's something that I've come to expect from these guys, as Kevin O'Brien is on pit road. So he turns over that spot to Tim Blum, now back in 2nd. Tim about 8 seconds, well, a little over 8 seconds, about 9 seconds back. Actually, Max Terriot really starting to put some pressure on Sean Butler for that 3rd spot. Actually, Maya gave a little bump to that number 88 Patriots truck. As we get a replay, did he touch him? No. Sean Butler just got a little loose on exit and will give up that spot, actually. Max Terriot. This is the reason why Terriot's been the pole center, or been the main points leader. He really closes in really well in the late stages of this race, or these races. A really good pass there by the 42 truck. Let's check on some of our other playoff contenders that we have. Eric Johnson sitting back in 5th place. Done a good job. He actually started in 8th. And we expect all these guys to pick up one more spot unless Kyle Souza can somehow stretch this out. And that's a possibility. 15 laps to go. I mean, we just have to wait and see. James Sheeter back in 6th place. Started in 4th. Not the way he wanted to go, but we'll see. Here's James Skelton. Started in 2nd. He's kind of been on the fallback ever since the drop of the green flag. Lost a couple spots early, and really hasn't gained ground back. DJ Anderson started 3rd. That's another one that's done pretty much the same thing as James. Richard Murdoch, who's having a pretty solid run. Started at 11th up to 9th, so been hanging steady around the middle of the field. I'm just going through the field, by the way, now, guys. William Long, 10th. On 13th, there's Jack Wallace, started in 16th. Up a few spots. Brandon Minto started exactly where he's running right now at 12th. Brian Phillips, yet another one, started exactly where he's at. Jason Wells started at 10th, followed back to 13th. Right here, I think, is pretty disappointing. I think Andy Lee really thought he had the right strategy. We don't think it's going to pay off for the 25 truck, as he is now back in 15th place. Joshua Buckley right behind him. Running in 16th. That's another guy that's got to be extremely disappointed with how tonight's going. One of our lowest. Actually, I think he is our lowest chase contender at the moment. He's having a little bit of trouble with Homestead. Hopefully, he's able to go out there next week at Daytona, where anybody could win that race. We could have a guy that nobody expects, even a non-chaser, win that race. Last time we raced a super speedway for these guys, I think we actually raced one this year. I think it was Talladega, maybe? Maybe it was last season. And we actually went caution-free, I believe. That's really cool. But right now, we got to focus on tonight's race. And the fact that these guys have to run down the top driver. Right now, at this moment in time, it is Kyle Souza, who is 4.8 seconds ahead. And we don't know if he can make it. You can see his lap time is definitely falling off. A 34.3 last time as he crossed the finish line. This time it's going to be a 34.032. Right now about 4.36 seconds ahead of second place Tim Blum. There's Tim. Right behind him, Max Terriot, who honestly is running faster lap times than Tim, which would be, I think that would be an upset in a way, because Tim, very fast as always. Not much of a surprise to see him up front. And I don't want to say it's an upset that he lost to Max, because Max, of course, regular season points leader. But with him leading so many laps and then give it up here towards the end, possibly, I think anything other than a win is kind of a letdown for the team. I mean, he's literally been out there for a while, has like 31 laps tonight. And actually, ooh, the 10 got a little loose, I thought, on the exit. That's scary a little bit. So, at the moment, we got 11 drivers still one lap down. And, you know, it's pretty close. I'm pretty sure that these guys can make it, Tim Blum and them. Just double checking, but I'm fairly certain we're good to go. to the end. They've been out there now 18 laps. And we still got 8 laps to go. So they are good to go. Carlos Sosa, now on the other hand, been out there 26 laps. He's only 2.3 seconds ahead. That's really closing really fast, about 0.5 a lap from what I'm seeing. Six laps to go. And the gap really closed down now. Matter of time, Tim Blum's going to be driving around Kyle Souza for a top spot. I think Souza bringing that car to pit road, and he does. So Tim Blum going to take the lead here late in this race, take back over the top spot. Got to give Kyle a round of applause for trying, however, to make that work. We're expecting no more pit stops now. Everybody else should be good to go to the end. Tim Blum has turned on the jets. He's starting to slowly pull away from Max Terriot for the top spot. Right now, your top 5, of course, Tim Blum, Max Terriot, Sean Butler, Eric Johnson, and James Skelton. James did a good job, though. I kind of mentioned earlier about he's just not where he's wanted to be. He did lose a lot of spots on that restart. And he never quite bounced back. He lost from 2nd to 5th, and that's where he's currently riding now. I'm sure he could change a little bit of stuff, but you know, overall, I think 5th, not a bad way to finish, if that's where he finishes at. You never know, I could definitely change. DJ right behind him as well. So, coming off turn 4, we do got the 11 of William Long not too far in front. Get ready to go to turn 1 now. These guys heading into turn 1 now. So there is a chance of a lap car being right there at the end of this thing. We'll find out. I don't think William try to slow nobody down by any means, so should be good. Two laps to go for Tim Blum and the number 10 team, with Max Terriot right behind him. Hop on board with Tim as he will be coming to the white flag this time. It has been 36 laps led, looking for 37 laps led tonight. And remember, I mentioned coming in here last season, Tim, not slow by any means. Last season, just a little bit, didn't work out in his favor. Coming in to turn number 3 and 4. Tim Blum going to cash his way into the round of 10 as he wins here at Homestead, Miami, and will go on to round number 2 with Max Terriot finishing in 2nd. Sean Butler going to finish in 3rd, and he does take 3rd. Eric Johnson finishes 4th. James Skelton finishes in the top 5 as well. So there's your winner of tonight. Tim Blum picks up a huge victory here in the Redlight Racing Series League. chase race number 1. We're going to talk to him as he led race high of 37 laps and burns down Homestead, Miami here on the front stretch. Hopefully Tim will be, here he is. Let's pull him in and talk to him. Hey Tim, you got me?
Hey, yeah, I got you.
Man, race high 37 laps led tonight, and to be honest, it wasn't easy. There was a lot of pit strategy being played during this one. Green flag from the drop of the green flag. No cautions at all. A lot of pit strategy, and now you're going to round 2 in this championship, man. How do you feel about this win tonight?
Man, it feels great. My wife has been telling me I need to do better on pit road, so I got to practice a lot today.
Well, it worked out good for you. I mean, looking at your pit road speeds and times, I mean, really, you definitely picked it up on pit road just looking at it. Pit strategy a big factor in this race. Now, you actually pitted 3 times. Was there a thought of going to trying to do this race in 2 pit stops, or was 3 pretty much the agenda the whole time?
Yeah, 3 was the only way the math worked. You saw how Kyle, he led a lot there at the end till about 5 to go, and he was trying 2 stops, and it almost worked if he'd got a caution there.
So you make the next round, and you don't have to worry about going to Daytona, which is, well, always a good thing. Richmond and Auto Club, Richmond in the Xfinity car and Auto Club in the Cub car. Out of them 2 races, which one are you most intrigued? Which one do you think you got a good chance of winning or trying to win one of them races?
Yeah, I think Richmond's my best shot. I run a lot of laps there. I think I'm pretty good there. I'm not sure about the Xfinity car, but if I can do like this round and get that win and not have to worry about the next race, that'd be nice.
I don't think it's a surprise for anybody to see you in victory lane, man. Congratulations on a big win. 37 laps led tonight, so not bad at all. Is there anybody you want to shout out?
Yeah, I just want to give a shout out to the league. I just told them in the team speak, but man, there's no other place where you can just assume it's going to go green the whole time. You got to nail your pit strategy. You got to have a perfect race. And even I think I had a really good race, but Max was right there at the end. Sean was racing me hard. It's just great.
Yeah, I mentioned it during the broadcast that this is one league that we can come into and pretty much, if you get a caution or 2, that's pretty much a surprise. I mean, this league's super clean. So good job, man. Congratulations on a big win. And we'll talk to you next week when we head to Daytona.
Thanks, Adam. We'll see you there.
Thanks, man. Next up, we'll bring in second place and your current points leader. Well, probably not current points leader at the moment, but regular season champion, I guess we could say. Max Terriot finished second place. Max, you got me?
Adam?
Man, you was the fastest in practice. You didn't get to qualify in a run that you wanted, but you managed to finish second place. Overall, happy with the outcome?
Oh yeah, in the qualifying session I didn't really get a good draft, so that's probably why I only qualified 7, and yet it might end up being the reason that I felt so far behind in that first run, and I was just on catch-up mode all race long.
When I first came on the air tonight during the pre-race, I was talking about that you won the regular season champion. You finished first in the points in the regular season. Does that put pressure on you knowing that you was the regular season champion and had the points? Does that put pressure on you knowing that how close you are to a championship in here?
No, because to be honest, I don't really care about all those chase playoffs formats that NASCAR has implemented. To me, it's all gimmicks. I just want to run from the first race to the last race. I just want to have good finishes.
I think that's actually a very good way to look at it. I think a lot of people, they don't look at it like that. So that's a very interesting way to look at it. I actually do appreciate that. That's pretty cool. So 7th place, not bad, not where you want to start. You finished second. Head to Daytona next week, and anything's possible about Daytona. How do you feel about heading to a restrictor plate track?
Well, of course, anything can happen. It's a good thing that it's in the first round, since we only have like 2 or 3 guys that won't make it compared to 4 for the other rounds. But who knows? It comes down to being in the lead pack at the end of the race and hope for the best.
Not surprised to see you have a good run. Your regular season champion, Max Terry, going to finish second tonight. Is there anybody you want to give a shout out to, man?
Yeah, shout out to my friend Max at Max Anything, and you guys at PRN. I'm still watching the other broadcasts during the week, and again, another caution-free race for everyone at Redlight. It's very fun to race there. Man,
not a surprise even. It's a lot easier, like you guys don't have yellows. That's just something that I've come to expect from you all. I don't know. That's just something you don't see a lot of anymore. So good job. Congratulations on second place. Go out there and have fun at Daytona. We're pretty sure you're going to make the next round. So good job, and we'll talk to you here next week.
Thank you. Have a good week.
Thanks, man. Next up, Sean Butler, who finishes in third place. Hey, Sean, you got me?
I got you, Adam.
This is a weird conversation, being I'm an Eagles fan and you're a Patriots fan. But,
yeah.
A little strange. But, nah, man, you had a great run tonight. And, honestly, you had something there, it looked like, especially in the middle of this race. Did the truck just go away a little bit towards the end?
Yeah, I will tell you what, the Homestead is my Achilles heel for long runs. I knew I didn't have anything for Tim on the long run. I was just hoping, kept short pitting him and hope he wouldn't be able to pass me. And I had a crappy pit stop on that last stop. So I just never got back in front of him. So, good job by Tim and Max. They were really fast on the long run.
I don't think anybody's surprised at how fast you are when it comes to these races. You're always up front, it seems like. I mean, you started 6th, finished 3rd, and honestly, at one point, you was the fastest truck on track. Next week, we head to Daytona in a restrictor plate race, and, let's be honest, anybody can win them, we know. But how do you feel about heading to Daytona? Do you have certain people you like working with? I mean, all these guys in here look like they're excellent racers and very clean, as we've seen tonight.
Oh, yeah, me and my teammates over at Need for Speed have a plan. We got 4 of us, so we're gonna work our strategy and try to see if it plays out and gets us to the front, and hopefully one of us gets a win next week. We'll see what happens. It's one of those places, Daytona. You never know what happens. You could be running at the back of the pack and get wrecked. So, we just never know.
One more question about tonight. We've seen a couple guys try the 2-pit strategy. It didn't work out for them, unfortunately, but was that in your mind that you could possibly try that as well? You did it on 3 instead, and it worked out good for you all. Was that part, did you all think of that ahead of time, or was that, just something that you just made up on the fly by what all the other guys was doing?
Well, see, last night in our practice race, the track temp was 109, and so it was a lot greasier, and it was a lot slower pace, and you could do 30 laps. So it was in our mind that we're going to do 30 laps. We got into the race tonight, and the track temp was 84, and we're like, nope. We knew it wasn't going to happen. The pace was going to be too high. You'd lose too much time to be able to make. You'd have to go you'd be like over a second off the pace early. And you just wouldn't be able to make that up. So we kind of called that off real quick.
Well, man, 3rd place tonight, starting in 6th place, not bad at all. Is there anybody you want to give shout-outs to? That was a fun race to watch.
Yeah, I want to shout out to my teammate DJ for painting this up for me last second. Pats made it into the Super Bowl again last night, so he painted this up for me real quick. I'll have another Pats B car next week, and go Pats, man.
Well, from an Eagles fan, good luck to you, sir. It's going to be a fun game. I'm looking forward to it. It should be fun. So, congratulations, though, man. 3rd place. I know you wanted to win, but go out there and see what you can do at Daytona. That's going to be a fun one next week.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, buddy. You too. So that was Sean Butler, who finished 8th place. Very good run for him. So here's your look at your results tonight, guys. It is Tim Blunt, Max Terriot, Sean Butler, Eric Johnson, James Shelton, DJ Anderson, James Heater, Richard Murdoch, William Long, and Kyle Souza. Kyle actually almost had a good strategy, just fell a few laps short there at the end. All in all, a great race tonight, man. What more can you say about these guys? I mean, it's just every week there's always, they're flawless. I mean, that's just the only way to put it. Joshua Buckley has put together a great group of core guys that run this league. I mean, you have them here and there that come in, and the ones that stay is always, they become the best. I'm just going to be honest. Some of these guys it's unreal to see what some of these guys can do actually in these race cars, to watch them. And it's not surprising to see them go caution free. We've done it before. It's not going to be the last we do it this season. I can promise that. So, good racing as always. We'll be back on Wednesday. Sim Racing Short Trackers as they're round 3 for the playoffs. 3 out of 4 rounds. So, we're coming down to crunch time on that one as well. Have a great night. Y'all have a good one. God bless. Talk to y'all soon.